Welcome back, everyone, to the Deep Dive. We're diving deep today
Deep.
into Christopher Nolan's Inception.
Oh, yeah, one of my favorites.
We've got excerpts from the original screenplay.
Ooh, going right to the source.
Yeah, so we're going like literally inside the mind of one of the celebrated filmmakers
Absolutely.
of our time.
It's going to get meta.
It is going to get meta. I've always been fascinated by dreams as like a landscape we can explore.
Right.
And Inception really takes that to a whole new level.
Absolutely. Turning dreams into a battleground.
Yeah.
For corporate espionage and psychological warfare.
It's wild.
Yeah, Inception introduces us to Cobb, this skilled extractor who infiltrates people's dreams to steal valuable information.
Like think corporate espionage.
Exactly, but in the subconscious realm.
Whoa.
It's a trip. There's this great scene where Cobb pitches this concept to Saito.
Oh, yeah.
This powerful businessman.
I love that scene where he like lays out the rules of dream extraction, explaining how defenses are lowered during sleep.
Right.
So the subconscious is vulnerable.
It's like a metaphor for cybersecurity.
Yeah.
Like, how do we protect our most private thoughts in a world where technology is constantly pushing boundaries?
Yeah. Are our thoughts even safe anymore?
Right. Exactly. The film cleverly draws parallels between the dream world and our increasingly interconnected digital lives.
Okay, like that.
Both are spaces where information is vulnerable, where boundaries can be blurred, and where the consequences of intrusion can be profound.
It really makes you think. The film doesn't shy away from the ethical side of things either.
No, it doesn't.
Stealing someone's ideas, even from their dreams, feels wrong.
It feels like a violation.
Right, but then the film is like, but what if those ideas could reshape the world?
Whoa, that's the dilemma at the heart of the story.
It is.
When Saito proposes Inception.
Yeah, planting an idea instead of stealing one. The stakes get even higher.
Oh, yeah. It's no longer about extracting information. It's about manipulating someone's core beliefs.
Right. Potentially altering the course of their life.
Potentially even global power dynamics.
That's a big deal.
It's huge. The idea of Inception.
It's both fascinating and terrifying.
Totally. Imagine planting an idea so deeply that someone believes it's their own.
Yeah, it makes you question free will.
For sure. And the power of suggestion. It's a concept that has real-world implications, too.
Like how?
Think about advertising, propaganda.
Okay.
Even the way we influence each other in everyday life.
Wow, yeah.
Inception takes these ideas to the extreme, pushing us to consider the boundaries of manipulation.
Right, and the responsibility that comes with influencing someone's mind.
Absolutely. To pull off Inception, Cobb assembles a team of specialists.
Yeah, each with their own unique skills.
Right. We've got Arthur Cobb's right-hand man.
Yeah.
And Ariadne, this brilliant architect who designs the dream worlds.
She's amazing.
Ariadne's role is so interesting.
She's not just building structures.
No, she's shaping the very fabric of the dream. The screenplay highlights the concept of paradoxical architecture, creating spaces that defy the laws of physics.
Right, bending reality within the dream.
Exactly. It's a visual representation of the limitless potential of the human mind.
It's like those scenes where she folds the city streets onto themselves, creating these impossible landscapes.
Yeah.
It's visually stunning.
It's mind-blowing.
But it also shows how our minds can create things that logic says shouldn't exist.
Exactly. The film reminds us that the human mind is capable of extraordinary feats of creativity.
Imagination.
Yes. But it also hints at the dangers of becoming lost in our own creations.
Blurring the lines between reality and fantasy.
Right. And there's this foreshadowing moment where Ariadne encounters a projection of Mal.
Oh, yeah. Cobb's deceased wife.
Right, lurking in the dream.
It's like a warning sign.
Like a red flag.
That Cobb's own subconscious, his guilt and unresolved grief could derail the whole mission.
Mal's presence is crucial to understanding the emotional core of the film.
Yeah. She represents Cobb's deepest fears and regrets.
Absolutely haunting him within the dream world. Her appearances highlight the dangers of repression.
Okay.
How unresolved emotional baggage can manifest in unexpected and destructive ways. It's a reminder that our past can shape our present.
Even in our dreams.
Even in our dreams.
Wow.
And then there's the target of the Inception.
Robert Fisher Jr.
Right, heir to this massive energy conglomerate.
Yeah. The team's plan is to infiltrate his mind.
And plant the idea of breaking up his father's company.
It's crazy.
It's a long shot. The film cleverly utilizes the psychology of grief and familial relationships to manipulate Fisher.
Interesting.
They exploit his complicated feelings toward his deceased father.
So they're like using his own emotions against him.
Exactly. Aiming to implant an idea that aligns with his subconscious desires.
So he thinks it was his idea all along.
That's the plan.
The level of planning and detail is amazing.
It's mind-boggling. They even buy an entire airline just to get Fisher on a long-haul flight.
Just to get him on a plane.
Yeah, using the flight as the setting for the first dream level.
Wow.
That's dedication. That's where the concept of kicks comes into play.
Okay, what are kicks?
These carefully timed jolts designed to transition the dreamers between levels.
Got it.
The first kick is the van they're riding in plunging into water.
Oh, yeah?
This jarring sensory experience that propels them into the first dream layer.
That scene was intense.
It's a wild ride. The way Nolan uses the van chase to blur the lines between the real world.
And the dream world?
It's masterful.
It really pulls you in.
You feel the disorientation right alongside the characters.
Yeah, like you're right there with them.
It's brilliant. It's a brilliant use of filmmaking technique to mirror the experience of entering a dream.
Oh, I like that.
That sudden shift in reality,
Yeah.
the confusion, the disorientation.
Totally.
It all contributes to the film's immersive quality.
It really is.
And it perfectly sets the stage for the mind-bending journey that's about to unfold.
I can't wait to keep going with this. This is good stuff.
It's gonna get wild.
All right, let's take a quick break and we'll be right back with more of our deep dive into Inception.
Sounds good. So the first dream level is this super realistic city.
Okay.
It's like drenched in rain.
I remember that, yeah.
And the team, they kidnap Fisher within the dream.
Right.
And Cobb, he like poses as this subconscious security expert
Okay.
to gain Fisher's trust.
It's so clever how they use Fisher's own understanding of dream extraction against him.
Right.
Cobb points out all these impossible things.
Yeah.
There's heavy rain, but no puddles.
Right.
And the gravity keeps shifting.
Stuff that would never happen in the real world.
Exactly.
They're playing on his anxieties,
Yeah.
using his knowledge of dream manipulation to make him question reality.
And it totally works.
It does. He starts to believe he's in someone else's dream,
Right.
which makes him vulnerable to their suggestions.
It's like a mind game within a mind game.
Totally. This scene really shows the power of belief
Okay.
and how fragile our sense of reality can be.
It makes you wonder.
If we can be convinced that the impossible is possible,
Yeah.
then how do we know what's real?
Right. Like, what even is reality?
Exactly. Then they go deeper.
Into the second dream level.
Yeah, a heavily fortified, snurry fortress.
Things get really intense there.
Oh, yeah. This is where we see the subconscious manifesting as an environment.
So, like, the fortress represents Fisher's inner defenses.
Exactly. His guarded emotions.
Okay.
It shows how hard it is to access his deepest thoughts.
And they encounter these projections of Fisher's subconscious.
Right, and they're like militarized.
It's his mind is fighting back.
Literally,
Yeah.
it's a reminder that the subconscious isn't passive.
What do you mean?
It has ways of protecting itself
Okay.
against unwanted influence. And the more you try to probe,
Yeah.
the more resistance you're going to meet.
Makes sense. And then there's Mal.
Cobb's deceased wife.
Yeah, she keeps
That's
appearing,
been ghost.
haunting him. It's clear that his guilt
And unresolved grief.
are affecting the mission.
Mal's presence is a constant reminder of Cobb's past.
Right.
The trauma he carries, the potential for his own subconscious to sabotage everything.
She represents the emotional baggage he can't escape.
Even in the dream world, it's like she's a symbol
Of what?
the danger of getting lost in your own memories.
And regrets.
Exactly. The film suggests that our past experiences
Especially the traumatic ones.
can have a really powerful hold on us.
Yeah.
They can shape how we see things,
And even how we act.
even when we're not aware of it.
Wow. As they go deeper into Fisher's subconscious.
Things start to unravel.
What happens?
Saito gets injured.
Uh-oh.
They have to make a tough decision.
Okay.
Cobb decides to stay behind.
To rescue Saito.
Yeah, he entrusts Ariadne to guide Fisher to the next level.
That's a big risk.
It is. This is a turning point for Cobb.
How so?
It shows he's getting attached to the mission.
Okay.
He's willing to risk it all.
Even his chance to see his kids again.
For a man he barely knows, it's a sign that he's starting to prioritize something else.
Something other than his own demons.
Exactly. Meanwhile, Arthur
Back in the first dream level.
is trying to keep the dream stable.
How's he doing that?
The van they used to enter the dream is sinking.
Yeah.
He has to create a force to counteract that.
To stop them from falling into limbo.
Limbo is this state of unconstructed dream space
Okay.
where time becomes meaningless.
That sounds scary.
It can be. Arthur's role is so important.
He's like mission control.
Exactly. He keeps everything running smoothly.
Even when things get crazy.
Especially when things get crazy. He has to think on his feet.
Yeah.
Adapt to unexpected situations.
Right.
Use his knowledge of the dream world to overcome obstacles.
It's impressive how he handles it all.
It really is.
Yeah.
As Cobb and Ariadne go deeper.
Cobb tells her more about Mal.
About their past together.
He explains how they got trapped in limbo.
For years.
Building a world from their memories.
Blurring the lines between dreams and reality.
This flashback to Cobb's past really adds to his character.
It shows the allure of the dream world.
Okay. How you can lose yourself in infinite possibilities.
But also the danger of that.
Right. The danger of getting so attached to a fantasy that you lose sight of what's real.
And Cobb's guilt over Mal's death.
It's so heavy.
It highlights the dangers of messing with the subconscious.
And the lasting impact of their shared past.
It's a cautionary tale.
About the power of dreams.
And the importance of staying grounded in reality.
And just when you think it can't get any crazier.
I know, right?
They find her Mal standing on a balcony.
Oh, wow.
Overlooking the city.
It's like Cobb's past is literally coming back to haunt him.
It is Mal's projection.
Yeah.
Embodies his guilt and regret over her death.
It's heartbreaking to watch.
You can see how much he still loves her.
Yeah.
But she's become this twisted version of herself.
Right.
Clinging to the dream world.
As if it's the only reality.
It's like Mal represents the seductive nature of our desires.
Okay.
And how hard it is to let go of the past.
Oh, Roman.
Her manipulation of Cobb preys on his vulnerability.
You're tempting him to stay lost in this world.
A world built on their memories.
Exactly. But Ariadne, she sees the danger.
She realizes what's happening.
She knows Cobb's about to lose himself.
To his grief.
She makes a bold move.
What does she do?
She shoots Mal.
Whoa.
And pushes Fisher off the building.
To trigger a kick.
Back to the previous level.
Wow, Ariadne really steps up.
She does. She's not just an architect building dream worlds.
Right.
She's a lifeline for Cobb.
Yeah.
Reminding him of the real world and the people he needs to get back to.
It's a powerful moment. Meanwhile,
back in reality,
Arthur's still trying to keep the dream stable.
As the van sinks deeper.
Those synchronized kicks across multiple dream levels.
I know, it's incredible.
They're mind-blowing.
It shows the precision and planning that Inception requires.
Everything has to be timed perfectly.
Exactly. It's like a symphony.
Or chaos in control.
Yeah. Each action in one dream level affects the others.
It really emphasizes the connection between the subconscious and the real world.
They're intertwined.
You can feel the tension building.
As Arthur coordinates with Ames.
Who's rigged the hospital to explode?
Right, to create another kick.
To send them back towards consciousness.
That scene is so suspenseful.
It really highlights how fragile the dream state is.
And the stakes.
Life or death.
Inception is not a game.
Definitely not. And then Cobb.
He has this moment of catharsis.
And confronts his guilt.
Head on. He admits to Mal.
That he planted the idea their dream world wasn't real.
The very thing that led to her suicide.
Wow, that's a heavy confession.
It is. It's a turning point for Cobb.
He's accepting responsibility.
He's letting go of the denial.
It opens the door for his redemption.
And the possibility of healing.
It's like a weight has been lifted. As the explosions rock the dream levels.
The dreamers are jolted back.
One by one.
But Cobb stays in limbo.
To find Saito.
Who's lost and disoriented.
He's risking everything.
He is. This shows how much Cobb has changed.
How so?
He's not consumed by his own guilt anymore.
Or the desire to escape.
He's putting someone else first.
He's showing empathy and compassion.
And against the odds.
He finds Saito.
And they both make it back.
Along with the rest of the team.
Connor even gets clearance to go home.
To his children.
It's a moment of triumph. There's still ambiguity.
That spinning top at the end.
It makes you question.
If he's really back in reality.
Or still dreaming.
That's what makes Inception so brilliant.
It stays with you.
It makes you think about reality.
Memory.
And the power of the mind.
Long after the movie ends.
This has been an incredible deep dive.
I agree.
We've just scratched the surface of this complex film.
There's so much to unpack.
But hopefully we've given you some food for thought.
And some new perspectives.
If there's one thing we can take away from Inception,
it's that the mind is a vast and mysterious place.
Full of wonders and dangers.
It's a reminder to be careful.
When exploring the subconscious.
Both our own.
And others.
Yeah. So tell us.
What did you think?
What resonated with you?
Did you notice any hidden details?
Or have any lingering questions?
Hit us up on social media.
Let's keep this conversation going.
Until next time,
Keep exploring.
the depths of your imagination.
And remember,
Sometimes the most thrilling adventures
are the ones we take.
inside our own minds.